Hey Bubble family, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I am going to cover what has been going on in regards to the Harkles in obviously their first few episodes. I'm just going to talk in a generalized view because I know there's been so much coverage, but I wanted to give my perspective on what I think is going on. Because I know a lot of you have asked me to do this, even though I know some of you are fed up with them all. Believe you me, I am too. So I'm just getting all of this out of the way. And I'm actually quite glad they've done this before Christmas, because at least then I can go into the new year with my new version of my channel and it won't always be about them. Hopefully they can give us a break. That'll be nice. So yeah, if you want to join me in this conversation and watch this video, then I'd be very grateful. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If during this video you feel that you want to contact me, my email address and all links to everything that you might need are in the description box of this video. And in fact, they are in the description box of all of my videos. And that's where you can contact me, what other platforms I am on, my merchandise, my PO box, if you would like to buy me a coffee, everything is there. So please have a check, check out the description box because everything will be there. So if you don't know what to do by now, then you should. But if you're new to this channel, this is a thing that I do where I ask you to grab your drink of choice, whether it be tea, whether it be coffee, whether it be a glass of lemonade, whether it be an eggnog. Perhaps you're starting off on the eggnog before Christmas. Whether you are starting off on anything early before Christmas, a Baileys even, if you're like me. And as always, I love my cherries and berries, and I know so many of you have started joining me with my cherries and berries. Or you might want to add a little something as it is December, or as I always say, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. So grab your drink and let's dive right in. Well. So much has been coming out in regards to the footage, the docuseries, as a lot of people are calling it, of the Duck and Duckess of Montecito, because I am not saying the county where I live. I refuse to say it. As far as I'm concerned, they don't deserve to have this title. They are traitorous, especially Harry, given what the stuff that's come out. I feel disgusted by... So here's the thing. I haven't watched it. What I've done is I've seen what has kind of come out in the media, what people are actually talking about, what has created this backlash, and then I'm kind of looking at that and then thinking, okay, I can see why, and so I think that, okay, I'll come on and do a video about that. So the biggest thing at the moment, and I will talk about some other things, but the biggest thing is this pathetic attempt of a curtsy that she does. Firstly, does anyone think that she actually did a curtsy like that? Excuse me 1 second. Arthur, I love you, but please stop licking your baubles. I can hear it. It's not nice. And I'm sure my viewers don't want to hear it either. So, yeah. I do not believe for one tiny second that she stood in front of the Queen and did a curtsy as in her words, like medieval times. Yes, she does do deep curtsies, but what she does is she bends her legs almost to the point where she's practically kneeling on the floor, and then she stands up again. That is what she does. She does not do this thing where she spreads her arms out like she's about to take flight and then stand up and go, "Nice to meet you, Your Majesty." And you've only got to look at Harry's face to see, because at one point he even looks over what looks like he's probably looking at the producer or whoever is standing there. He kind of looks at them and then looks back at her, and it's almost like he's just kind of, he's grinning, but it almost to a point where it's like he's looking at her going, "What are you doing?" So that says to me that she knows she's lying. Harry knows she's lying, and she's just doing it for effect, because that's what she does. But what an utter vile human being, where she thinks that 3 months after the Queen has passed. Now, I appreciate the fact that this has been filmed before, but you would think, given the fact the Queen has now passed away, that they would have taken that bit out. To be honest, I'm sure there's a lot of bits they should have taken out, but that bit especially, because it looks as if she is actually ridiculing the Queen, ridiculing the history, the way people curtsy, and this illusion that a lot of Americans believe it's medieval times. Now, I'm sure there might be some that might think that is what it is, but for the most part, the royal family are so famous that people would have seen footage of how you curtsy to the Queen. They would have seen footage of how it's done. And not only that, she also then leads us to believe that she only found out moments before that she was meeting the Queen. Again, I do not believe this for a second. I do not believe Harry just went, "Oh, by the way, you're meeting the Queen." I think, again, we know that she's praying. She probably needs to pray. She is playing to the American audience, because for the most part, British people are going to look at this and be like, "What are you talking about?" You know, first of all, the Queen is an incredibly busy woman. She wouldn't have just said, "Oh, do you know what? I'm sitting here having a cuppa. Why don't you just get them to come along and meet me?" I don't believe that for a second. I would have believed that there would have been some notice that you will be meeting the Queen today, because she's very busy. And then you would have had the fact that there were statements that come out that said that Meghan was shown royal protocol. She was literally given a step-by-step guide on how, in a way, to be royal, how to be part, what is expected of you, what is not expected of you. And I would have assumed that part of that would be how you greet the Queen. And not only that, I'm pretty sure that Harry would have said to her, "Okay," because he even says this, that he discussed with her about meeting the Queen and the fact that you have to curtsy. Because at one point he says, you know, how do you explain to somebody, you know, that you're dating, that you have to curtsy when you meet my grandmother? Well, she's not just your grandmother, Harry. She is the Queen. And I'm pretty sure that most people would know that that's what they would have to do. You have had girlfriends prior to dating Meghan, albeit that you seem to kind of act as if she is the only person you've ever dated, the only person that has ever been in your company that has also met the Queen as well. This woman was given so much help. Now, Harry might have neglected a few things, but I don't believe that even the royal courtiers or the people, the advisors, would have said, "Do you know what, Meghan, you're on your own. You can wing it." So, but this is how they're portraying this, as if, like, you know, she was kind of left to fend for herself almost. Like, you know, I had no idea what I was doing. And so then they talk about the first meeting William and Catherine, and she paints this picture up. There I was in ripped jeans and barefoot, and acting as if the way William and Catherine have turned up, as if they are how they are when they do royal duties. And then she goes into, "I'm a hugger," and then insults our intelligence by trying to create us to believe that William and Catherine are, in a way, just as official behind the scenes as what they are front and centre of the camera. Well, no offence, but we've seen William and Catherine hug, even on royal tours. And what is worse, it's not just about Meghan here. It's about the fact that Harry sat there, even if he looked uncomfortable, sat there and said nothing when she was portraying this ridiculous pretend curtsy, and said nothing. Sat there and has allowed his wife to literally lie about his own family, saying that they're not huggers and they're obviously, you know, this kind of prim and proper way they look outside of, you know, on camera is literally how they are inside. Lied again. And then not only that, then alludes to the fact that he's the only person that's ever married for love. He makes this statement as if to say, you know, well, a lot of the men in my family have married someone that fits the mold rather than for love. How insulting do you have to be? What is wrong with this man? I agree with the fact that they seem to be going all out to destroy the monarchy. And let's remember that it's only been 3 months. This is the first Christmas that the family are going to be spending without their grandmother, their mother. And they have decided to release this just before Christmas, knowing that this is going to have maximum impact on them as a family. The fact that they have just not given a second thought to, it's like they forever preach about the damage that apparently they have caused towards them, but are not actually computing the fact that they're doing exactly the same thing, if not worse. The hurt that they have caused this family, because it's not that they're saying this stuff and people are going, you know what, it's all a load of, I mean, there's been a huge amount of backlash, but there's also a lot of people that have actually felt sorry for them and actually believe them. I guess those people are not actually using their brain to think that why would you, because I'm pretty sure if you sat down and said to these people, how would you like it? How would you like it if your family, or say your brother or your son or whatever, had actually gone on, or your daughter had gone and spoken publicly about the way you are as a family, trying to turn people against you, gone round the rest of the family trying to turn people against you? How would you feel? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be applauding them and going, oh, do you know what? I feel so sorry for them. You'd be incredibly hurt. It's almost like some people cannot separate family from monarchy. You know, people are there congratulating Harry and Meghan for standing up to institutional racism. And yet the only evidence of a racist that we have been privy to, the evidence, the proof, is Harry. Harry stood there in front of someone dressed as part of the KKK. Stood there dressed in a Nazi uniform. Called one of his friends a raghead and the P word. Said to someone else, oh, you don't sing black, or you don't sound black, one of those things, he said. The only evidence that we've ever seen is Harry. And yet for some reason, their fan base, or even Meghan and Meghan's mother, seem to bypass that, because it's not about love, it's about money, let's be clear. But they've bypassed that and are attacking a family with zero evidence of racism because they've accused them of it. That's the reality we now live in. Evidence, factual evidence of someone being racist gets a free pass. But because they've said there is racism, these other people are kind of going, oh, that must be true then. Doesn't matter with the fact that the person accusing them of unconscious bias or racism actually has been. And okay, great. He says that he's worked on himself, which I doubt, but he says he has. But still offering no evidence of anyone else being racist. And that is the reality of the world we live in. You can say it, and that must be true then. And then you are literally hung, drawn and quartered because someone accuses you of something. How scary is that? You've only got to be accused of something with no evidence, and that is enough. Well, let's be honest, we've only got to look at Johnny Depp, accused of being a wife beater. No evidence whatsoever, apart from some makeshift bruise that she put on her face and orchestrated a pap shot. And that was all it took for almost his life being ruined. Thankfully, it's turned around, but only because he fought back. Now, of course, Harry and Meghan realise that the royal family don't fight back. They don't explain. They don't complain. But I think maybe it's about time they did. I don't know about you guys, but I think enough is enough. There has to be some consequences, because if there isn't, they are going to continue doing what they're doing. I don't understand how the royal family cannot see what is going on right under their nose. Harry and Meghan are spoilt, overprivileged, self-entitled, selfish. Can I think of any other words? Oh, well, I can, but I probably can't say them on camera. And most definitely in Meghan's case, narcissistic. And now, sadly, Harry seems to be following suit. But I've said before, I do believe he's got histrionic. And I think he's most definitely got breasted development. This is not two people that wanted to leave the royal family for privacy or to be away from the glare of the click, click, click of the cameras. This is not a couple that wanted that. They wanted everything their own way, and they got told no. And this is the fallout from being told no. Because at the end of the day, Harry is happy to use the media when it gets him the column inches he wants to have Invictus Games publicised, or whatever it is that they're doing publicised. Oh, he's happy to use the media. He's happy to be in front of a camera when he's getting an award for some makeshift bought award. For some bogus thing that they've apparently done. Oh, he's happy to have his picture taken. When you saw them standing together and the photographers are going, Meghan, Meghan, Harry, Harry. You didn't see Harry going, oh my gosh, I'm getting so triggered. I'm getting so triggered. Triggers don't work like that. You don't pick and choose. If you're triggered by something, you're triggered. So you would think that Harry would then be like, if that was the way he felt, then he would be like, okay, I can't do awards. I can't do those things because it's just too much. But no, when he's getting adulation, when he's getting all of that, and the same with her, they are happy for the media to be part of that. They are happy to get those click, click, click of the camera. But when it's negative attention, and you cannot cherry pick, if you want to be part of this media, the onslaught of what the media is, and the Paps are nowhere near as bad as what they were when Diana or even Princess Catherine was around. They are completely different now. But of course, Harry, as per usual, just keeps referring back to his mother, which he does consistently. And Meghan plays up to it. And you see apparently there's a bit where she's saying that someone followed on a scooter. And interestingly enough, that's in America. There's no footage of them of her being chased by Paps, because the only footage they've got is ones that they've actually lied about. So there's nothing. The horrible British media, who are actually very respectful to the royals, nothing. But yet somehow they're being chased by Paps in America. But yet we're the problem. And yet keeps referring to his mother, but again, fails to say that his mother was actually in Paris. So not again, there might have been the odd British pap there. But again, drunk driver. Now, okay, some people believe in this conspiracy theories. Fair enough. Can't, that's up to them. But the bottom line is that was what was being put out, is the fact that she was, she didn't wear a seatbelt and it was a drunk driver. But again, Harry uses this situation to play the blame game, to play the victim. And of course, you see this thing where she's kind of like, oh, someone being followed. There was someone in the basement. Yet no evidence. And if there was evidence, you can't tell me that the camera crew wouldn't have been all over that to prove their point. Oh, there's someone following. Let's film that because it proves their point. Nothing. Just them in the car acting, oh my gosh, someone's around us. It's all lies. And the terrible acting. I mean, we can forgive Harry for that because he's not an actor. But her, awful. No wonder Hollywood didn't want her, because she's absolutely diabolical, in my opinion. And she's lying consistently. You can tell by the body language. You can tell by everything. And then the fact that, again, they bring in Diana. And I will say this. What is with the weird stuff with Archie and Lily? Footage of the back or the side view. I will stand by what I say in regards to these children. They are being used for this Netflix situation, this mockumentary, but I still stand by what I say. I think they are either using actors for this particular thing, or, like I have said, that I do think that perhaps Harry has fathered a child, and they get the odd time with that child, because it seems very weird to me. One thing struck me was when she's apparently standing there, and again, for the camera, showing allegedly the Casper child Archie a picture of Diana, who takes video footage of their child looking at a picture but doesn't take pictures of the child. When you're taking video footage, why would you not? Because I'm sorry, but when I've taken video footage or pictures of my children, I get the child's face, because you're taking a picture of the child. But what they're doing is they're taking video footage of the picture of Diana. Like, it's literally purposely orchestrated for this actual, like, this isn't not a normal home movie of like, oh, look, I'm showing, happen to get your camera out and look, oh, there's a picture of grandma. But yet the back of the child's head. It's all BS. This is all orchestrated to create us again to believe that they're this happy family. And let's be clear that this was being filmed back in 2020, around the time they were leaving. They had this planned for a very long time. So this is very calculated. They have portrayed it as if William and Catherine are this horrible, horrible family. And not only that, who films being proposed to? If you are being proposed to, firstly, most of the time it's a surprise, or it's meant to be. But who whips their camera out and then starts filming it? And then puts it on this Netflix mockumentary? A couple that do not want their privacy breached are happy to breach their own privacy and give us footage of these very intimate moments. But again, fake. Because I'm sorry, no, I don't believe anybody unless they perhaps might... No, because I don't even think they would even just do it again. Be like, oh, and put it on Instagram. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But I just really feel that if you're being proposed to and it's a surprise, which they've alluded to it being a surprise, Harry is getting down on one knee and she's whipping her camera out, filming it. Who does that? It's just... all of it is so contrite and so fake. And it angers me that, again, we are just getting... I mean, yes, again, we've got the people that speak out about it. We've got Piers Morgan, Dan Wootton, Sky News Australia, GB News, Megyn Kelly. A lot of the regulars, they're speaking out about them. But it seems that, again, a lot of the mainstream media are just buying into the bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry to swear. I don't normally swear, but it is. And I'm just like, I'm sort of watching some of the little clips. I'm like, it's like, I can understand why people are like, I can't anymore. I can't. It's like, it's too much. Just too much. The lies. It's like, I need a Valium. I don't know about you guys, but I just think this has to be the end now. You know, and then, of course, then we've got Harry's book coming out. And apparently it's number 2, from what I can see, on Netflix. But if you look at the apparently on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever it's called, apparently the viewing figures are really poor. Like, even though it's number 2, I think a lot of people will have watched it because they want to do this, what we're doing now. A lot of journalists would have watched it. So you're going to get that. But I would imagine that a lot of people would have gone in and pressed the dislike button for a start. And I would imagine that then if they did anything else, then nobody would really be watching it. This was just like the first thing, because they are very short-lived. People go in and watch because they want to report on it. That's why the viewing figures will be slightly elevated because of that, not because of their fan base. It's like her podcast. When she first did her podcast, it had got to number 1, albeit that a lot of people were saying that this was fake as well, but because a lot of people were reporting on it. But once people realise what she's doing and the tone of what it is, they lose interest. They have no longevity, nothing. Nobody likes them. She is, aside from just slightly Andrew, I think she's slightly above Andrew, but she is the most disliked royal. Most of the people in Britain, you know, the higher percentage want their titles stripped. I think King Charles needs to sort this out and put this forward, because it's not fair. It is not fair on the people of Sussex that we have to have that association with those two, because it's not just them. It's their ridiculous fan base that call themselves the Sussex Squad, which I hate beyond belief. And I feel they should not have that. They're not anything to do with Sussex anymore. So to be honest, they should just call themselves the Montecito Squad. But then I guess that would upset people from Montecito, maybe. I don't know. But, or the Harry and Meghan Squad, whatever. The narcissistic squad. Anything other than what they use it. So I will say that they are the Suck It Squad. Because it's like, enough. We should not be, it's not fair to us as a county that we are associated with those two. It's like everyone else has got a royal that appreciates their town, appreciates whatever. It's like, and we get those two. Great. And they visited us once for about 40 minutes. Whoop-de-doo. So yeah. So that's my take so far. You know, I'm going to do a bit more because obviously there is more to unpack. I will talk a bit more about the situation with Diana and how creepy it is that he seems to have he believes he's married his mother. So I will go into that and my thoughts on that, and I will give my therapeutic opinion on that and what that actually means and why that happens. So that will be in one of my next videos. So obviously I will be doing things up until Christmas. Well, not right up until Christmas, just before. And then, like most people, I will be taking a break over Christmas. So look out this Friday, because I will be giving you my little story on my Christmas tree debacle. And it hasn't ended with just me getting the tree. I just seem to have been very unlucky this year. Yeah. That's all I will say, but I will be doing that this week. So you will get my story on my Christmas tree, whether you like it or not, you're getting it. The menopause, how is that going? Because people have asked me, how are you doing? Well, the things that you have sent me or asked me to try, I have been. And so far, I think I feel a bit better. A bit better. Still not getting my words out right. But Rome was not built in a day. So I am trying soy. This has been recommended to me. Black cohosh, up in my vitamin D, my vitamin B. Just, you know, really trying to be mindful of the things. I still get the headaches, struggle a little bit with that. The hot flashes seem to have eased off a little bit, so I'm okay with that. Getting a bit emotional, I've noticed that a little bit, which is I wasn't, but I am. So it's almost like it just takes one away and then just hands you another. Thanks. What else? I think that's it for the minute. Frantically Christmas shopping. Oh, hello, Arthur. Just a bit of a scratch there, Bubba. Frantically Christmas shopping, frantically trying to get work done. And then of course we get snow, which is wonderful. I love snow, and we never really get it down here. But a few weeks before Christmas, couple of weeks before Christmas, not so much, when you're trying to get things done and you can't get out your house because it's so icy, and the roads are covered. So that's not been fun. And I was snowed in that I had to stay an extra day at my mum and dad's, because I couldn't get home. So that was not fun, because I didn't have any of my equipment. I didn't have my diary. I didn't know where I had to ring around some of my clients and cancel them, because I just couldn't see them. So that was, but I'm back home now, and I'm hoping that the snow, it's eased off. So yeah, fingers crossed. So thank you to everyone that has been joining. I've had some new subscribers that have joined, which is amazing. I feel, touch wood, touch wood, that my shadow ban might be being lifted, because one of my videos has had 35,000 views, which is brilliant, which is kind of how it used to be. Last one, not so much, but then that could be that people are busy. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I am coming out of this shadow ban, because unfortunately, while I'm in it, my views just take such a hit that I just don't get hardly any money, and it's so frustrating, because it's that helped me help you guys. So even though I am working with some people, until this gets sorted, I can't take anyone new on, because unfortunately I can't afford to. So it's really frustrating. So I am praying for the new year that I'm going to be fully out of it, and also that a certain someone who seems to be the head honcho with the bullying and his little minions, I'm hoping that Nate the lawyer has some results, because it seems to me that there's a lot coming out. I mean, he made the stupid mistake, I think, of being actually on their Netflix. So there you have the proof there, front and centre. If we didn't know it already, we know that Meghan and Harry have hired Mr. Boozy. So it's obvious that's there. So in one way, it feels to me that I was targeted along with some of the other people that were targeted. One of them, my friend Trevor, because we are a threat, because he wouldn't target anybody that wasn't. But at the same time, when you are doing nothing wrong, when all you're doing is calling out their lies and their hypocrisy, and in Trevor's case, speaking the truth, because it's backed by evidence, because he was around at the time when Harry was in the military, and then you're silenced. It's like their whole thing of them being silenced. Well, what? So what? It's okay for you to do that to others then? No, it's not. So I really hope that this next year he gets taken down, because he is a hired gun, he's a bully, and he shouldn't be allowed to operate. But that's just my opinion, and that's it. So thank you again, guys, for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do, because that does help the algorithm. It gives me a little bit of a bump, so I appreciate that. If you want to subscribe to this channel so you do not miss further uploads of what I do here, Things will be slightly changing in the new year. I will be doing more true crime. But I will also be doing some Harry and Meghan, but just not as much as what I have been, because I'm so bored. I'm so bored, and it's not making me feel good. I want to do things I'm passionate about. Also with the makeup and the skincare and the hair care, I have a lovely lady that I'm going to be working with. She is a makeup artist. And I've also got another lovely lady who I'm going to do some videos with, who's going to come in occasionally to talk about, she has her own skincare line, and she will be also talking about skincare. She's done a lot of research into that, so hopefully that will help you. So lots of good things coming in the new year, which I'm really excited about. Like I say, if you want to any of my information, what is even that? Any of my information will be in the description box of the videos. So please go and check that out. You can email me if you want to send me a Christmas card. You can, because I know other people email me. So please, my PO box is there. If you really enjoyed this video and you would like to buy me a cup of coffee, please do. The link is also in the description box of the video. So merchandise all there. So please go ahead and check that out. I will see you in the new video, as I always do. So stay safe out there, stay warm. And as always, I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Mwah. Bye, Bubble family.